I cycled the coast to coast all the way from Morecambe to Bridlington in the span of 1 week. That's over 170 miles in 7 days. We started off with a very long road journey, luckily going against most of the traffic. We were heading towards Lancaster to start our journey from the west and hopefully end up in the east of England. Our bikes were on the back of our car and we decided it's time to have a break at Lancaster Services.
This is the Lancaster Tower at the service station. It was originally open to represent an airplane control centre but closed in 1989 because of health and safety concerns. It's quite unique. It's got like a nice hexagonal shape to it on top and it just looks cool as well. It's a shame you can't go in it though now.
Anyway, we continued on towards Morecambe, ready to start this challenge.
There's the coast, all the way over there. That signifies the start. I've not gone to it because it's miles away. It'll just be a waste of energy, but still. We're coming ready to start, and on our first journey we're going to Lancaster, which isn't far. We're just going to pretend though I've gone to the sea and dipped my feet in. I'm too lazy to really, but the thought that counts. Way of the Roses. This is the route we're going on. Big long route, big scary route. Very long and tiring. And we're just doing to Lancaster today, a little bit. Off we go.
And we immediately started with going on a detour.
This is Eric Morecambe. He's a dude who's a comedian. He looks very happy.
While visiting his statue, I noticed a bunch of old scooters riding together down the main road. And it turns out that it was part of an annual event, and we just so happened to be in Morecambe at the right time. After adding extra miles before even starting this challenge, we set off hoping to make it into Lancaster before the rain arrived.
We've got a railway crossing. Stop, look, listen. Seems clear. So we're gonna go. All safe.
And after that, we officially left Morecambe, heading on our journey to Lancaster.
So we're on an old railway, I believe, heading towards Lancaster right now, and I'm excited at the moment. It's very miserable weather. At least there's no thunderstorms like it was forecast to be. But so far, I'm enjoying it. Famous last words.
Yup, the next day was 100 times worse.
There's a bike coming. I found this a really short road tunnel. I can reach the top with jumping. I think we're about halfway, 1.5 miles to the city of Lancaster. I don't know how long it is to where we're staying, but it's a very short day today, so not gonna complain. I can't wait to go to bed. That's it, really. I've got 5 more days of this.
And soon enough, we made it into the city of Lancaster.
This is a nice railway crossing over the river in Lancaster. That's right, we're in Lancaster now. We're very early at the moment. The time is 1:45 exactly. And, well, we can only check in at 3. So we have an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to have a second-ish lunch. We had Greg's on the way here. So we're going to stuff our face more. Sounds like a great idea. I'm not kidding. When I got here, there was like 1 or 2 people on the bridge. And the minute I get my microphone on everything, everyone comes. But anyway, this is the Millennium Bridge of Lancaster. The way of the Roses goes that way. We're going to go that way to go to find the place we're staying in tonight. That's right, we've already done it. It felt like a quick day. Tomorrow's apparently the worst day, so let's not relax too soon. But yeah, it's a nice cool bridge. We're not going over it today. That's for tomorrow. Don't you worry, we'll go over it though. But yeah, see ya. Let's go this way.
We did manage to get into the property early.
We've made it to destination 1. We're in Lancaster now. This is a bed, but not just any bed. This opens up, and in a minute, out of it appears television. You even see it. I'm probably sat in the way, aren't I? There you go. There's the television. It's rising. just like magic. It's a cool bed this, I want one. There you go, we've got television. It can also go. We can say bye to it as well. I'm gonna be here all night, aren't I? Just playing with the telly, aren't I? Yep, bye television, down you go. And we can just slam it away. Just imagine if that like pops up in the night, it'll be like a jump scare. Tomorrow we've got 6 times that, well 7 times that pretty much. I don't know exactly how long it is tomorrow, I think it's like 33. So I'll say 7 times, give myself some room. So I'm overestimating it and then underestimating it. But yeah.
Because we arrived so early, we did have time to watch World War Z on the TV, and also time to play with my dog.
Who's a good girl? Where's your waggly tail? There we go, good girl.
Yeah, anyway, it was time to go to bed, ready for the next day.
I'm in bed now. It's 14 minutes to 9, so a fairly early night. Not really excited for tomorrow, it's the longest day. But hopefully we can just get it over and done with, and then it should be easier from then. Today's been the easiest day to, warm us up for it. But I need my rest for tomorrow's 33 miles. I'm already tired. So yeah. See ya.
After a very easy day, fairly flat as well, we were not expecting what we would have to deal with the next day.
Good morning, it is 7:36 right now. Today's the longest day. See how much sleep I've had on my watch. 8 hours and 14 minutes it says, so should be fully rested up. I'm not excited for today, it's the worst day. Although we're setting off early so we can have multiple rest stops on the way, so shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see you outside. I thought I'd just mention that before we go, today's supposed to be another rainy day. At the moment, I think the whole week's supposed to be rainy, unfortunately.
Luckily for us, when we set off, it wasn't actually raining, and I managed to ride over the bridge that we saw the day before in dryness. Hooray! To be completely honest, I was quite happy to leave Lancaster because it felt very rough there. However, I was not happy for the journey. It was very long and tiring.
We've just crossed this bridge now, signifying the start of today's long journey. We're in Lancaster at the moment, in a park. We're heading on our way to wherever we're going next. It's a nice place to be. I'm towing my dog. She's very heavy and I like to call her fat because she slows me down. So that's that.
We started to leave the centre of Lancaster, riding on an old railway through an industrial estate. And I also managed to find a nice aqueduct.
This here is the Lune Aqueduct, which carries the Lancaster Canal over the River Lune. It's a Victorian design, I believe, and it looks very cool, although it appears to be leaking because I am getting a bit wet. Should get an engineer out to look at it.
That sounds like a great idea. Anyway, we finally reached a major milestone in our journey.
We're about to ride under the infamous M6 motorway. If we just stop like this, let's talk to you. This bridge here is some slip roads slash local roads, and the big one all the way over there is the infamous M6, the motorway from the M1 at Catthorpe all the way to Scotland. It's probably one of the most major landmarks, and it signifies a major achievement really of getting this far so far. So far it's been 3.19 miles, so we've still got 30 left to go. Honestly.
And then it was time for us to cross the River Lune ourselves.
This is the River Lune. At the moment we're on the first crossing we're going to meet. Just over there is another crossing, because it's like sort of just curves around and then we go over it again, so I'll show you a picture of that now. But yeah, so far we're about 4.82 miles in. Again, I'm still towing my dog, she's very heavy, and yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Famous last words.
And from that point onwards, we were no longer on trails, and we were instead on little country lanes.
We're just going up a really big hill at the moment. We're very tired now. Over there somewhere's a pothole called Gaping Gill, which I've been down, which was cool. I'd suggest you check it out. And yeah, we've got to go downhill a bit. There's a fly on me. We've got to go downhill a bit, and yeah, it's a very tiring day so far. How long have we been? We've been 1 hour and 16 minutes so far. Making progress. We've just passed a third of the way at the moment. It's just past 12 as well, so that means that we'll probably get back at 4 without any stops included, so we need to get a hurry on.
We then continued for a bit to find a nice place to stop and have lunch.
I'm going to stop for lunch now. It's 16 minutes past 12. I'm hungry, and we're a third of the way there, just over, so hopefully we can get there at a decent time.
We then relaxed with a nice meal, and then that was unfortunate.
We've had lunch. I had a ham and cheese toasty and a hot chocolate and a scone, and now we're out here in the rain. I'm now more miserable than I was before, and I'm also drenched, so at the moment the rain's stopped, but we just had a heavy shower, so I'm drenched now, so that's that.
We did, however, make it to North Yorkshire.
It's still raining at the moment. We're in North Yorkshire. Sorry, my hand's in the way. We're in North Yorkshire. It's terrible weather. I just want to go back and hide in a room all night. Oh, bye. I'm going. Oh, it's all blurred. I hope that's not all blurred.
Due to the heavy downpour, that was the last you heard of me for a while. We did, however, manage to find a nice cafe to warm up in.
This is Paul's Pedals. We stopped off here to warm up and dry out from the rain, but we're outside again in it. I had a nice hot chocolate in here, and I suggest you check it out yourselves at some point. We're in Clapham at the moment. We're almost, well, we're not really. We've got like 8 miles to where we're staying, and yeah, it's still raining, and I don't think it's going to change. So I'll see you there.
We also bought a nice t-shirt from there. However, we had it mailed to our house because we didn't want to carry extra stuff on our journey. And then we continued on to the place we were staying at.
We're in the Yorkshire Dales National Park now. Hooray! It's still raining. Is it ever going to stop? Probably not. So that's that. We're getting to the downhill bit. It should be just after that tree. That looks like the lone tree. Hopefully from there it's all downhill, basically to where we're staying. It better be, otherwise we're gonna cry. It seems to just always be uphill. They were supposed to be going downhill for a bit, but no, it's just up and up and up.
But don't worry, soon enough we made it.
We've made it to the Hart's Head, the place we're staying. My watch died somewhere on the journey between Clapham and here, so I don't know how accurate it is going to be, the GPS footage. But we've made it now. We can get indoors, dry ourselves off and warm up. Good news.
In total, we rode about 35 miles. It was very hilly today, and if you don't want your watch to run out after only 6 hours of using GPS, do not buy a Pixel watch. Anyway, we were finally out of the rain! Hooray!
We've just got in now. We're all dry now after a shower, and I'm tired now. We've got food in like 15 minutes. That's right, tea time! But for now I'm just lying here on my bed. This is where I'm going to sleep tonight. Watching TV. We can just pop it on. There we go. I'm nice and happy for a change after what happened today.
Anyway, to cheer me up, I had a pizza!
I've had my pizza now and a glass of Coke. I'm all full now. Ready to go on tomorrow's bike ride. It should be shorter, however there's a big steep hill at the beginning which I'm not excited for. I have had a look at a map which shows it, so it seems worse than what we've done today, and I was complaining to this, although I suppose today was a lot longer. But yeah, I'm going to rest up now, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
We were hoping that at least the rain would get lighter for the next day.
Hello, good morning everyone. Hopefully the weather should be better today. Everything's wet through still from yesterday's rain. My dog hopefully should enjoy it more today. She was very miserable yesterday and also very wet like the rest of us. She did get a nice big bed from the pub, so I think that cheered her up a bit. And we're going to have breakfast and then I'll see you outside, so bye.
I had some Cocoa Pops to give myself the energy to go up the first big hill of the day, aka the worst hill of the journey. My shoes were so wet from the day before that I actually decided to use some bin bags to try and keep my feet dry. You can literally see all the water just on the shoes still.
We've had breakfast now. It's nice and not rainy. It was sunny, although the sun seems to have gone away. I mean, it's bright at least. But yeah, 16 miles we've got today. At least there's no rain, so that's that. And we're going to set off in a minute. It's just past 10 o'clock, so hopefully we should get to the place at a reasonable time. Not had the best of sleep, only like 7 hours in Summit, so I'm quite tired. I can't deny that.
But I wouldn't let that stop me from making it to the next place. However, we first stopped off at a supermarket.
We have stopped off at a supermarket at the moment to get some new stuff because all our stuff is wet. It's just past 11 at the moment, so we've not even reached a big hill yet. I think we've literally just moved like next door. So that's that. We're gonna have another late evening, even though it's only 16 miles. Well, no, I suppose the end of it's downhill, so that's that.
I don't know why my dog was so upset. And then immediately after setting off, we reached the steepest hill on the whole route.
We've reached a big steep hill now. Gotta go all the way up that, and it goes even further up. You can't see it all, but it's just like straight up. At least after that it'll be downhill though for most of the journey. It's a 12% incline this. We've still got so much more to go. It's very tiring and it's too warm today. Where'd the nice rain go? It wasn't nice rain, but I want a little bit of light rain. But 12% for cars, that would be difficult. For bikes, it's almost impossible. And we've got to do it today. Luckily today's only 16 miles though. Imagine if this was yesterday.
It was that steep that we did actually have to get the dog out of her trailer to walk it herself. And there was definitely no way that I could ride it myself.
We've got to a checkpoint now of the hill. We've got up a really steep bit. It's a bit bumpy over there, and I think that road right at the top, we've got to go over that, but I'm not sure. We might make a right turn, but I believe we have to go up there. This is the worst part of the journey today, and it's too warm for this.
And that is why I hate the UK weather.
It seems to never find the top, but this time I believe that that's the top there. It's just up and down and up and down, and hopefully after that point at the top there we can go downhill and find lunch.
It wasn't the top.
There's more. There's literally more. There's more. There's another hill.
Although there was amazing scenery and all, I was starting to get really hungry and just wanted my lunch. I was fed up of the hills at that point, and to be honest, I think I was fed up from day one. But after walking our bikes for an hour and a half up an extremely steep hill, we finally found the top.
This should be it now. We're going downhill, down into that valley over there. It's been a tiring trip up here. We've only done 3.7 miles in almost 2 hours. Hopefully we can pick the speed up going downhill. This is the worst part of it. This feels so good, guys. Downhill, look. No need to use the pedals. This is actually so amazing, having a break finally from pedaling. This feels so good after all that hard work from before.
And after reaching the bottom of the hill, it was now time to find the perfect place to eat.
We've made it now to the bottom of the hill, probably the quickest 3 or 4 miles that we've done. We're in Ayrton now. We were looking for a place to eat, however it appears that there's none, so we're just going to have to sit down on someone's driveway and have a packet of crisps to fill us up for the time being. So that's that. We've reached the Pennine Way, and also we've reached just under halfway. We've got like half a mile to get to halfway. We have got another hill, but it shouldn't be as hard as the first one. And from that, it's just bumpy until we get to where we're staying.
For those who don't know, it is a 465-mile long hiking trail in the north of England, which traverses the remote uplands near the Scottish border. Anyway, after finding a random dog, the worst happened.
It's started to rain now. Well, there's a shower coming, hopefully it'll go soon. So, that's that.
But don't worry, it soon went away.
It's tiring work this, it's just up and down all the time. This time, according to Google Maps, there's still a few bumps, but it's going to slowly be downhill. There's going to be a few ups, but slowly downhill. Now, last time when it said that, it seems to just be uphill all the time. So we'll see.
Luckily, these were hills we could ride. And after spotting some sort of military aircraft, we finally made it to the place we were staying at.
We've made it after a very hilly day, especially at the beginning. We're very tired now. We should hopefully get a lot of rest. We've got tea in like an hour and a half, so that'll make us happier. Oh, we've made it to place number 3. This is a nice cottage. There's loads of room here, and it's a fantastic place. Oh look, here's a dog. Here's a dog. Dog's gone into the kitchen. Yeah, this is a very nice place with a great view as well. By view, I mean this. This is the greatest view I think we're going to see in this holiday. There's a nice bridge there over the river. Tomorrow we'll be cycling over that because the route does go that way, so yeah. But it's an amazing view. We can see this just from our living room, so yeah.
No, just no. Don't put a thumbs up yet. I suggest you have a look around first because views doesn't just mean everything. Yes, that was somebody else's hair in my drawer. Anyway, we had tea, making sure to stay out of the cottage for as long as possible, and then we headed to bed.
So we've had tea. I had a nice burger, which was nice. It was very great food, to be honest. It's time to go to bed. I'm not excited, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm finding this place really dirty and disgusting. I daren't look at the bed yet. So yeah. And yeah, it's just disgusting. The carpet's disgusting. There's hair in that drawer. Don't know whose. Yeah. Hopefully I can get some good sleep there because I think tomorrow's going to be quite a bad journey. Can we have a look at the bed? Let's have a look at the bed. You can have my live reaction for this. Nor my teddy. It's actually not that bad. I expect it to be like stained with and everything. Yeah, it seems fine. That's good.
Although it was only a 17-mile long bike ride, we did have the massive hill at the beginning, so hopefully I would get a lot of sleep.
So I managed to get a good amount of sleep. I'm fully rested for today for all the hills. We're going to have breakfast in a minute. Not in here, we're going to the bar again. I just found this table and thought I'd record here. So yeah, it's going to be showers today I believe. So I'm not excited for that. And I'll see you at breakfast.
The weather for that day wasn't looking too bad. Anyway, I had breakfast, I had Cocoa Pops again, and we left as quick as we could.
I'm so glad to be leaving that place now. We're going over the bridge as I said yesterday. Ready to start our 25-mile bike ride. That place was filthy, but I'm glad I'm out of it now. It's a very bumpy ride, so that's not that good. But we should be fine, right? For the hills we've been over now, we've roughly, on most of them, had enough momentum to get a decent run up them. But for the next one, I think it's just going to be push up the next few hills. So we're going to start making progress slower.
Unfortunately, we did have to walk for quite a while. However, it did let us take in the scenery a bit more.
The summit of the hills is, I believe, the highest point of the journey, and there's a big tractor coming. It's not as steep as yesterday, but it's a big hill that we've still got to get up. And then it's all downhill, and then lunch. So that's cool. See those trees in the distance at the top of the hill? That's the highest point of the journey, the top point of this hill. We've got all the bumpy roads to get there though, and it's still more uphill. So we're going to be tired. Luckily after that it's mostly downhill till lunchtime.
However, the final bit of uphill was on quite a busy road.
We've got to go down there, down another bit of a hill there, up, down to the distance, up there, and the top is those trees there, I believe. Gosh, it's going to be tiring. It's a B road this, so it's a lot busier than what we're used to, or what we've just been up, I should say.
But soon enough, after pushing our bikes up on the verge of the road to be safe, we found a nice place to stop and have lunch just before the summit.
We've made it to the Stump Cross Caverns now. We decided we're going to stop and have lunch break here instead of where we were going to go. The top of the hill's just up that road there. It's fairly flat, so it's not too hard. Not like with a steep hill we've just been up now. But yeah, we should rest now and have some food and get some more energy to go down the hill, which you don't really need it for, but still, get the point.
And we had lunch, including my dog, who's a very good girl.
We've had lunch now and it's time to get to the highest point of the journey.
And there wasn't any sign or anything, which was very disappointing.
Here we are, at the highest point of the whole journey. There's a very big steep downhill now, where then it's less bigger hills. It's still hilly, but not like what we've seen. There's nice sheep over there. It's not related, I just thought I'd say it.
And we had to go down now a very steep hill, still on the main road.
This is the start of the big hill, 2 miles. A very steep hill, even got a warning sign to show you.
It was also quite gravelly, so we had to be very careful.
We survived!
Nice.
We're exactly halfway now. 12.5 miles. We've got another 12.5 miles to do. And then we can just relax.
It just felt like we kept going uphill from that point onwards.
It's too tiring. It just seems to be uphill all the time. We should hopefully find an ice cream or like some cold kind of Coke or something in a minute.
And luckily for us, there was a nice National Trust cafe just around the corner. It did involve going off route a little bit, but it was worth it just to cool ourselves down.
Do you think I could climb up that? Yeah, I'm gonna try climb up that. We are at Brenham Rocks, owned by the National Trust. It's a bit off route, but we came to have an ice cream and cool down, so that's exciting. We've got to get back on route, which is about a mile again. So we've added 2 miles extra to today's journey. So probably like 27 miles instead of 25, so that's that.
And once we were back en route, I found a bunch of pigeons. I don't know why, but I find that hilarious.
We've got off the Pennines now. Starting to get flatter. That's good news. Tomorrow should be a very flat and easy day. Yeah, we have stopped to have a drink now. We've done 21 miles so far, so about 5 more to go until we can rest up. And for tea, we've got pizza.
But first, we had to cycle through the deer park of yet another National Trust property. And before you ask, yes, I did see some deer.
Guys, guess what I found? There's deer. And a bird. But there's deer there. Under a tree, just all chilling. I don't want to get too close to them, so this is where I'm going to stay. This is how far away I am from them. I'm just zoomed in for you, so you can see. I can get in close, but the camera quality starts to get worse. Look at that, there's deer there, there's loads.
Using a camera a lot better than the one on my phone, we did manage to get this cool shot. And then we continued along. No, we didn't see any more deer.
We're leaving the deer park now. Yes, we did see some deer. We're about 25 miles just under. And we're almost at our place where we're going to stay. So that's cool.
That running must think I'm so weird talking to myself. Anyway, the place we were staying at was just round the corner.
We've showered up now. We're going to have tea in a minute, so that's cool. I can definitely say this place is better than yesterday's. we've got pizza for tea, so that should be exciting.
And it was delicious.
I have to say, the pizza we had was delicious. We had some homemade pizza with some homemade juice, which was also delicious, and some homemade ice cream with some fresh fruit. And it was delicious, really tasty. But now we're gonna get ready to rest for a long but flat day to York tomorrow. We get to cross the A1M tomorrow as well, which is cool, so yeah.
How many times can I say delicious in one sentence? And after 25 miles of cycling and a big hill in the middle of the journey, it was time for us to prepare for the next day, going all the way to York, which was going to be a long day.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
After carefully cutting out the 10 from one of her treats, yes, on some baby wipes, she got the present she deserves for her 10th birthday.
Good morning there. It is my dog's birthday today. We gave her her cake, her homemade cake, out of some of her treats and food. Today we're going to York, 30 miles, just over. And it should be a lot flatter compared to the previous 3 days because we've now left the Pennines, so that's good. The weather is looking a bit showery, but not like the second day. That second day was terrible. But yeah, we're packing up now. We've had breakfast. I had some nice toast, some fruit, and I'll see you outside. So bye.
However, first we had to cycle through the city centre of Ripon.
We are at the moment in the centre of the city of Ripon, and this behind me is the Ripon Horn. This here is the central square. There's loads of stores everywhere and funny little things on the little poles, as you can see outside of the Edinburgh Woolen Mill. Should have gone to Specsavers. Here we are at the Ripon Cathedral. It's a nice grand building behind us, so that's cool.
And after our mini tour of the city, we continued our journey, heading towards our destination of York.
We're now leaving Ripon. We've crossed the A61 and we're heading our way towards the A1M now today. It's a very busy road this, and I'm glad we don't have to cycle on it, but we did have to cross it. But we're fine, we survived. We've done just over 6 miles in just under an hour, which means that we're going to do these 35 miles today really quickly. We're going to have a long lunch though to make up for it, hopefully, so that's that. I just thought I'd also mention that I've got Iris now, my dog, on my bike. I'm towing her now for her birthday, which is cool, and also because it's flatter, but we won't talk about that bit.
Yeah, basically I abandoned her because of all the hills.
On this site, September 5th, 1782, nothing happened.
That's probably my favourite clip of the whole journey.
We're arriving at the Crown Inn. We might stop and have a drink here, but probably not. Look at the cool logo though, that's nice.
We did also cross the A1, but I didn't turn my microphone on. So this is all you've got. Yeah, I know, I'm very annoyed at that myself. Anyway, the stones in the background were called the Devil's Arrow, and the A1M was just behind it in the trees. Anyway, we had to cycle along a very busy road for quite a while as well.
Here you are, a nice plan of the route we're doing. We're about halfway, as you can see, with 87 and 83 miles. So that's good news, that really is.
And we thought this was the perfect spot to stop and have lunch.
We've stopped now, had some lunch for about a third of the way there to York, and I'm in Boroughbridge and I've had a nice ham and cheese sandwich from a bakery.
I will admit I was let down with the quiche, it was really soggy.
Over there is the Old Wick toll bridge. Luckily for us it is free, but vehicles crossing it will have to pay a small charge. So this here is the toll bridge that I'm going to go over right now. I didn't have to pay anything, but vehicles would have to pay. Well, if you're in a car, it's 40 pence. The 5 mile per hour speed limit. I'm doing 9.5. It's a nice wooden bridge over the river, and it's also a very cool bridge over the river.
We did stop off at yet another National Trust property so that we could get a drink and cool down because it was boiling.
2/3 in, and we found a nice National Trust place to stop, have a rest, walk around the gardens, and also have a nice drink to cool down. I found this old water pump. Can't use it, it's been stuck together so no one can pump it. But it looks in a bad condition, so I can see why.
After messing about for a bit, looking at a bunch of different plants in the gardens, and catching a wasp in a jam pot. Yeah, I really did. I have no clue why I did, but I did. Don't worry, I did let it go. We continued on our journey.
We now should be on trails to York. We've got off the roads now, and we should be off the roads for the majority of the rest of the trip.
That lasted. I think it was due to some constructions of the pylons nearby.
In the distance you can see them building new pylons over the railway. You've got the pylons on the floor and the net above the railway.
I don't know why I got that excited over a construction site.
I've decided, after all of these cattle grids I've been over, the mini ones for bikes, can I mention it? I think it's quite cool how on this route, on this trail, you've got a bunch of little cattle grids for bikes to go over, and a gate to the side for the pedestrians. Or you can just walk over it like me.
Anyway, following the trail, we soon enough arrived in York. Hooray!
Here we are in York! You can see the river over there with a nice bridge, there's boats, and it's a very beautiful place. This is where we're staying. We've just got to get to the actual building, not sleeping next to the river, in case you were wondering.
However, there wasn't actually many signs. We ended up having to use Google Maps to help us through the city. And I think we got a bit lost because we ended up on a really busy main road.
This here is a great York Cathedral. It looks amazing. Just look at it. There's so much detail in it and it's so cool. We're cycling through York now. It's very busy. We're heading to the place that we're going to be resting tonight. We've done 34 miles at the moment, and yeah, so far it's a very good day, and it's been a very easy day as well.
And then we made it to the hotel.
And we've made it 35 miles. Fairly flat, but still tiring work. Unfortunately, the place we're staying in is covered with scaffolding, so this is the best shot you're going to get of the outside. Tired birthday girl. After doing literally no work.
We then had tea and then went to bed.
We've had tea and showered. I had a nice ham sandwich with 2 donuts and some crisps. And this place is a lot cleaner than the other nights and a lot more cozy as well. I'm excited to rest now, ready for the shorter ride tomorrow. However, there's a big hill to get up to. At the very end to where we're staying, which I'm not excited about, and I'm enjoying this rest. We did a very long day today of 35 miles and in just under 5 hours, and yeah, I'm ready for my sleep.
Finally, after a very long but very flat day, we made it and we could sleep.
Good morning. We've had a nice rest, and today we've got a big hill at the end we've got to get up. We're going to have breakfast now, and then I will see you outside ready to start our journey.
And yes, I had Cocoa Pops again for breakfast.
And we've set off on our 25-mile journey, the second to last day, with a very big hill at the very end. Today is going to be fairly flat until said hill, and it should be a decent day.
I should also probably mention that we're going to be using little lanes more often instead of trails today, but they shouldn't be busy.
There's a lot less trails today. We're going to be on a few local roads, small roads again, like the previous days. So far we've just done just under 2 miles, and I'm on this nice bridge with a nice willow tree in the background.
Although I felt like the stretches of route that were classed as a trail were more like a footpath because they were very narrow.
So we're off roads for the majority of today. Now we're on like little farm roads and little gravel tracks that I've got to cope with, that, as you can see over there, are quite narrow. So off we go. Let's go down these little narrow roads and hopefully not meet any oncoming cyclists and hopefully avoid a head-on collision. That'll be good.
Don't worry, we didn't crash into anybody.
I found a machine. Maybe I could hitch this up to the back of my bike and abandon my dog. Sounds cool. Not. Never abandoning my dog. Bees! Found some bees! North Yorkshire's so nice, there's bees here. Bees!
Why did I get so excited by some bees? Anyway, we got onto an old railway, so we were more on like straighter, easier trails than farm track, which was good.
We're on an old railway now. We're on a nice little bridge over a river and some fields. This'll be a fun ride.
And we then found an old train station with an old level crossing.
And on this old railway, we found an abandoned train station. You can see the platforms and another platform over there. And if we head over to this direction, over there at the road, is an old level crossing. So that's cool. You can see cars go past it. Trains used to also go past it, but now it's just cyclists and walkers and runners that go across it now. So, yeah, very nice place this. We're going to stop and have lunch here. We've done just over 9 miles and it is almost 12 o'clock, so yeah, I'll see you after. Apparently, we're in East Riding of Yorkshire County. There's no signs to say it like there was when we crossed into North Yorkshire, but this says that we're in East Riding, so I guess we're in East Riding and we crossed at some point. I don't know when. Probably today, maybe yesterday.
Apparently we literally just crossed into East Riding of Yorkshire just before we arrived at the railway station. Anyway, soon enough we made it to halfway, which was nice to hear.
We're halfway! 12.5 miles out of 25 miles today. We've had lunch at the station. We're now back on roads. And yeah, it was nice. We had some sandwich and some crisps. And at the moment we are sticking to an average of 12 miles per hour, I've noticed. If you want to use anything with that information, sure, but it's a lot faster than what we've been doing previously.
And soon after we stopped for a break to have a nice snack and drink.
I've had a hot chocolate and brownie to give myself some more energy for the next 8 miles, which is going to all be uphill. Well, the majority of it at least. The big hill to where we're going to be staying, and then we can relax.
And after getting back en route, we saw the big hill that we would have to get up to get to our destination.
Now it is time to go up that monstrosity. Yes, another hill. In East Yorkshire, a place that's supposed to be flatter. At least tomorrow will be downhill, all the way to level 0 to the coast. That's good news.
But luckily for us, most of the riding was in a little valley, so it wasn't that steep at all. We could definitely cycle it.
Here is a nice stripy field behind it. You can see the stripes because of how they've cut it with the combine harvester. And that makes a nice stripy pattern depending on the way the grass has been cut. And it looks nice in the scenery. It also looks like the field hasn't loaded in proper. At the moment we're slowly going up and downhill in the valley of the big hills. We've done just over 23 miles, so about 2 miles left to where we're staying. There's this nice quarry behind me, just thought I'd mention it. And hopefully the hills won't be too steep since we're sticking in the quarry.
To be honest, they weren't even that bad.
And here we are. We're in the Lazy Days Lodge. This nice lodge that you can see here. And 25 miles later, after not the biggest hill I was expecting, which is nice, but still a hill you had to walk up and a tiring one, we've made it. Tomorrow should be a lot easier because we've got to go from the hills to 0 meters above sea level, aka the beach. Here we are in a nice lodge. Got a nice fire, nice TV, nice dog, and yeah, done our 25 miles. I could definitely feel the tiredness kicking in. Luckily tomorrow's the last day, which is very exciting. First though, we've got to finish off today with some nice tea at the pub.
I had a nice chicken burger. No, I didn't eat the salad. And he also had some pudding because tomorrow's the last day. Might as well treat myself.
Oh, I definitely have a bigger tummy now to pull me down the hills tomorrow. This is the best meal I've had in the whole journey at the Wolds Inn. And I also had dessert because why not? It's the second to last day and the last day is mostly downhill, so it's not like I need to put much work in. So I can get fatter.
Interesting logic. Anyway, after 25 miles and a fairly flat day apart from the end, we got loads of rest so that we could complete the whole journey.
Good morning. It's our last day. Hooray! We've got to get to Bridlington down the hill. Thank goodness it's downhill. And that's our last day. That's the challenge over. Gosh, I'm so excited for this to be over. Got breakfast first as always. And that should hopefully give me energy to complete it. 35 miles today. I've not looked at the weather, so I just hope the weather's good. I mean, it seems to be doing better than the second day. The second day was terrible. But there has been occasionally a few showers, so we might expect a bit of rain. But yeah, it's our last day, so let's get on with it.
The weather wasn't looking bad at all.
Just look at this weather today. Beautiful sun, no clouds in the sky, so it's definitely not going to rain. That's what Met Office says as well. And look at that nice scenery of East Yorkshire. Sorry, East Riding of Yorkshire, as it's called. This is going to be a nice day today. Maybe too warm though. That's why I'm not excited for the heat. Definitely need a lot of sun cream today.
And in one of the fields, we got to go and have a look at some combine harvesters, which was cool.
This is what I love about summer. The combine harvesters harvesting the food. You can see it over there. I'm enjoying today so much. I've just been on third chainring, gear 6, for most of the journey, occasionally switching to gear 5 for the 1 or 2 uphills. So far we've done 6 miles in half an hour, so for the math nerds out there like me, that's an average of 12 miles per hour.
And that also meant that we would be arriving in just under 3 hours, without any rest stops. So we were making progress really fast.
We're on cycle route 1 now. That's cool. Just thought I'd mention it because it's a cool cycle route. That's all. And there's these nice bikes here. And a way over roads this side that you can't really see.
After cycling along a main road for a bit, yes, all the poles are for some reason leaning to the right, we found an actual in-use level crossing.
Here you are. Here's a proper level crossing. You know how we saw that abandoned one? Well, here's one that's in use at the moment. Trains will cross on the tracks and the barriers will go down to stop the cars from going over it.
And then we continued on right through the middle of an industrial estate.
We've stopped at a cafe now. We're going to have some lunch to give ourselves more energy. Behind me is the Bradshaw and Son flour mill. You can see in some of the windows you've got some machines moving, which I find cool. But yeah, we're going to stop now, get out the sun for a bit because it's very sunny. Nice weather, but not when you cycle in. And refuel. We've got to eat in a garden centre because dogs aren't allowed in the cafe, so that's cool.
We ended up only having a packet of crisps because the sandwiches that we bought didn't look that nice.
We're halfway now. Hooray! We're almost finished with it. However, over there, big hill. Not excited.
After said hill, which wasn't even that bad, we cycled through some farmland which was fairly fat and also very nice to look at.
This is St. John's Well, made in 1256. It's this big old thing here. Yeah.
Because we didn't eat the sandwiches, we were running low on energy, so we decided we would stop off at the next cafe, which was part of English Heritage. Not National Trust for a change, that's a shock.
9 miles away from the finish, we've stopped off at the Burton Agnes Hall for a cup of tea.
I had a hot chocolate, not a cup of tea. I also had some chocolate cake with it because I was feeling quite hungry. We quickly got back on with our journey, excited to reach the coast in Bridlington.
We've got 5 miles left. That's right, 5 miles of the whole trip. And then we can relax. Hooray.
After having to cross some main trunk roads and cycle on some streets in some places, it was time for us to reach the end.
170 miles later, here we are in Bridlington. Gosh, what a tiring journey it's been. And now it's over and done with. There's the route even, down there. And we've done.
Using nothing but our bikes, we have cycled 170 miles all the way from Morecambe in Lancashire to Bridlington in the East Riding of Yorkshire. After persevering through all different types of terrain and weather, we are now at the beach in Bridlington. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. We get to see the nice scenery of North England, in the Pennines, as well as in Yorkshire. Would I do it again? Probably not. It was tiring work. But was it worth it? Yes, it was. I can now say I have cycled all the way from the west of England to the east, and the level of satisfaction you get from being able to see all of your progress is amazing. It was time for us to reach our cabin where we were staying, and
We can't get in. We're locked out. It's for sale.
Don't worry though, guys. We have managed to find a solution and get inside. Yeah, this is where we're staying now. Well, this is where we're gonna stay. We've got 4 days to rest, then it's time to go home. But yeah, we're in. Phew. Thought we were gonna have to sleep on the streets tonight.